Milind bhai, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Please, please.
Tapasvi ji, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I request Sureshji to guide all of us.
Thank you, Milind bhai. Uh, सर्वप्रथम आदेश्वर भगवान से लगाकर महावीर स्वामी भगवान तक सभी 24 तीर्थंकरों के चरणों में कोटिश कोटिश वंदना. Respected chief guest and the chief speaker for today's program, Sri R.S. Sodhi ji, Director in charge of JPF, Sri Milind bhai, Chairman of JPF, Sri Ajay ji Bora, our Secretary General of JITO, Sri Hitesh ji Doshi, and all the other dignitaries who are present today, Youth Wing, Ladies Wing, JITO members and the JITO family. My Sadar Jai Jinendra to all of you. First of all, let me begin with wishing you all a great Diwali and Happy New Year. We have just come out of celebrating Diwali, which is the festival of lights, and we have all been enlightened by the God Almighty. And I think this would pave the way to, handle this situation which we are all going through. There's amazingly difficult times of COVID, which still continues to challenge us all. But I think this cannot deter us from doing the good service that we have all pledged to under the platform of JITO. We have been all blessed to be part of this JITO, a great, great organization. I have been associated with JITO right from its inception in 2007. And let me tell you, today there are more than 700 people with us on the Zoom today. I will tell you, this is the best thing that has happened ever in my life. I will just give you a little personal experience of mine, the way JITO has impacted me. I was a very, very shy person, would even stammer to talk in front of my close circle of friends. But ever since I joined JITO, like a lot of people say, JITO is like at Harvard University. I mean, it teaches you a lot of things very, very practically. And from a shy person that I was, and today being blessed to and privileged to head this organization, a humongous organization which has 9 zones, 70 chapters within India, about 20 chapters internationally, and it is only growing. There's a membership base of 15,000 people of all the who's who of our Jain society. I am today, amidst you. I think I saw a little while ago, this was 693. Now we are already at 750. I think the numbers are just adding like crazy. So friends, what I was saying is that JITO has done tremendous transformation in myself. From a shy person that I was, today I am, confidently talking in amidst you. So JITO has done a lot of good things for us. It has, changed persons to personalities. It has given people business partners, relationship partners. It has even given life partners. And I think most importantly, it has given, amazingly deep-rooted friends. I mean, the circle of friends that we have all built because of JITO is unexplainable in words. Friends, most of the times we all know on a normal day, there are 3 questions: what, how, and why. while we all know what to do and how to do, I mean, we learn during the course of our education all of this. But it is the social organizations like Jito or any other social organizations who teaches us why to do. We all fail to ask this question why. We just keep on doing what we are supposed to do, how we are supposed to do. You know, what is the purpose behind it? Is we really understand the real sense of that when we join these organizations such as Jito, where it does a lot of things of welfare to the people who are in need of it. Uh, you know, Motilalji Oswal, I keep quoting him all the time, teaches us there is this curve which takes us from learn, earn, and return. You know, while we are young, we learn in the school, in the universities. When we learn, it gives us a sense of satisfaction. And then we go into the next phase. We get into our businesses, into our professions, into whatever that we do for our living. We start earning. And that earning component gives us a sense of contentment and achievement, right? But let me tell you, friends, the real meaning of life is in the return, because it is only the return which gives you a sense of fulfillment. And in true sense, I've ever since I've experienced working in a social organization like Jito, I mean, I don't mind. I have pledged my next 2 years for Jito, and I am already experiencing this sense of fulfillment. So, you know, friends, I think this is a great opportunity for all of us. We are all blessed to be a part of this Jito. First of all, I would say we are all blessed to be born as human beings. Second of all, we are blessed to be born in this community, a great community of a religion called Jains. And then we are even more blessed to be a part of this Jito. And within this Jito, many of us today are at the leadership position. So we are even more blessed, right? So while we are blessed, we also have a sense of responsibilities on our shoulders. So I think we are all here for a brief period of 2 years. Let us pledge ourselves that this 2 years we will make a difference in whatever that we can do. And I think Ajayji Bora has lived up to the of professionalism. You know, we call this as Jain Professional Forum, and he has actually conveyed the true meaning of professionals. You know, the way he has handled this program, right from about a month and a half back, he spoke about it to me that he would like to invite Sri Sodhiji. I said, wonderful. So, you know, look at the meticulous planning. So I think he has really meant professionalism in its true meaning. So congratulations, Ajay Bhai. I think this is an extraordinary event. I think by far in this term, this is the most heavily attended event. It is already 820 and still counting. So without taking much of your time, I think I would like to once again congratulate all the team members of Ajay Bhai and Milind Bhai for having put up this phenomenal show and created this extraordinary program. I'm sure all of us will be enriched, and we are waiting to hear Sri Sodhiji and get inspired and motivated of how he went through in his journey of success. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Suresh Bhai. Very well put up the way Jito works. Just to capture the essence of what Suresh Bhai said just now, so we can call it Jito is a network of resources. Jito is a network of intelligence. Jito is a network of wisdom. And Jito is a network of trust. So you can see all the things coming up and collaborating at one point. That is a Jito. And we have a fantastic president like Suresh Bhai to lead us. And as he rightly pointed out, what is the professionalism? We will deliver it to the best of our efforts, and we will definitely excel, no doubt about that. Now I welcome Hitesh Bhai Doshi, our Secretary General, to address us. Hitesh Bhai, please.
Jai Jinendra, Pranam Sabko. Respected Sodhi Sahab, the Managing Director of Amul, our Jito President, respected Sri Suresh Bhai, Goraji, and the entire team of JPF. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Sodhi Sahab for accepting our invitation on behalf of Jito and giving this time to probably we're talking about 1,000 people now here. So thank you very much, and congratulations to the entire JPF team. I think since we have so many people today, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Jito in a minute. Jito is for every age, Jito is for every profession, and Jito is for every business. And Jito is for all kind of the charity. So you want to do a Sadhu Sadhvi Vayavach, possibility is there. You want to do something for education, it is there. And now Sadharmik Bhakti too. So we don't have that much time today to introduce you in detail, Jito, but it's everything is there what somebody needs from his birth to the last right? So all these things are there. The people who are not aware of it, I would like to request them to connect with any Jito member or visit the Jito website and understand a little bit more about Jito. So without taking much time, we are today to listen Sri Sodhiji. So thank you very much to everyone. And again, my congratulations to entire team and especially Boraji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Hitesh bhai. I welcome Rajkumarji Bafna, Praveerji Bafna, and our secretary Manojji Mehta. I request all the participants to jot down one number, the telephone number, and you can give a missed call so that we can keep a track of your attendance. That is 729197322. I will repeat 729197322. Please give missed calls on these numbers. Now I welcome Ajay Bhai Bohra for his speech and context setting. Ajay Bhai, please.
Yeah, thank you, Milind bhai. It's what an honor it is to be with a team of 875 strong people here. It's a real privilege. Well, Jito Professional Forum is a vertical of Jito, which consists of the professionals and gets operated by the professionals. Its members includes doctors, lawyers, architects, banking and financial services professionals, chartered accountants, salaried executives, and engineers. When we face these health-triggered economic uncertainties, in this interconnected and interdependent environment, the importance of professionals and domain experts gets underscored and highlighted. Well, Jito Professional Forum presents a platform where professionals can unlearn, relearn from the experts, connect with the business community at large to create collaborative advantage, which is key to survive and thrive during these uncertain times, as we all know. We appeal to all professionals to join Jito Professional Forum to network with fellow professionals for unlearning, relearning, and networking. Now, without taking much of your time, let's plunge directly into the program. Let me directly go to Punitji Chaudhary. Punitji is a veteran banking and financial services professional and is the convener of Mumbai zone for Jito Professional Forum. He is highly networked, extremely influential, and he is the convener of the program today, as you know. Over to you, Punitji.
Thank you. Thank you, Ajay ji. It's a privilege to work with you as your team member and colleague at JPF, and you have been highly inspirational. Milind ji, Suresh ji, everybody has been very, very enabling and encouraging us in taking this initiative forward. And some of us are continuing members from the previous term. So I will not take much of the time. जीतो के बारे में काफी कुछ सुरेश जी ने, आपने, मिलिंद जी ने बताया, और अब मैं सीधा प्रोग्राम की प्रोसीडिंग्स पे आगे बढ़ता हूं और सभी का आशीर्वाद लेकर के और सभी को सादर जय जिनेंद्र प्रणाम बोल करके। एक अमूल एक ऐसा ब्रांड है जो कि हम सभी के अंदर कॉमन है। lot of commonalities in terms of various things Amul produces. It is basically a company which started from the White Revolution, started by Dr. Kurian, and it started from milk and milk derivatives. Amul बहुत ही humble brand है और बहुत ही humble company है। इसका हर व्यक्ति बहुत ही humble है। मैं जिनकी आज बात करने जा रहा हूँ वो खुद को आज भी दूध वाला बोल के इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं। डेस्टिनी में विश्वास रखते हैं और बहुत ही डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव रखते हैं। काफ़ी सारी बातों पे अपन उन पे टच अपॉन करेंगे। और बहुत ही हम्बल बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं. बेसिकली ही वाज बोर्न इन अ विलेज कॉल्ड रताखेरा in Firozpur district. Then moved on to Delhi as part of the 1965 war. Then from there, again by the stroke of destiny, he moved on to Rajasthan, and then Udaipur in Rajasthan for his further education. From where another stroke of destiny took him to Irma, and from Irma he left his job offer, and by stroke of destiny again joined Amul. I'm talking about none other than popularly known as Dr. R.S. Sodhi or Rupinder Singh Ji Sodhi, the managing director of Amul, born on 8th December 1958 in Ratakheda, who is now leading Amul from the front, and it is now his 38th to 39th year of consistent service in the company. When he joined, the company's turnover was 120 odd crores. He has grown from there to 52,000 crores, which is 435 times, 435x, or roughly $7 billion. Have been leading Amul on various initiatives from the beginning. He didn't want to do sales or marketing, but he had to join in sales or marketing. Very interesting life story from on him. He himself will share. And I would like to invite Dr. R.S. Sodhi to explain his perspective on Amul and maybe say a few words for us before we start with him formally. I invite Dr. R.S. Sodhi.
Yeah. Namaskar. Jai Jinendra Pranam to everybody. Thank you, Puneet ji. आदरणीय श्री अजय बोरा जी चेयरमैन JPF, श्री हितेश जोशी जी सेक्रेटरी जनरल, श्री सुरेश मुठा जी प्रेसिडेंट, श्री मिलन जी, तपस्वी जी, and my coordinator Puneet ji. He didn't tell you our common is that after shifting to Rajasthan, my parents also shifted to Banswara, and he is also from Banswara. So that is the connection I have got for last more than 35 years. My family is settled in Banswara, Rajasthan. I'm extremely happy that Jito Professional Forum has invited me to speak to the professionals in the Jain community. And frankly speaking, when Puniji invited me, I was not aware about Jito. That Jain International Trade Organization is such a huge organization where 30,000 families from across the globe are connected. And the professionals there formed this platform. And when I go through the last 40 minutes, I mean, you had a opportunity to listen, to talk to ask questions to a lot of professionals in the various fields, top-notch professional. And I thank, like Puniji mentioned, to inviting with Doodhwala, because you can manage with anybody except Doodhwala. Anywhere in the India, anywhere in the world, whether lockdown, knockdown, you need Doodhwala, whether loose milk or packed milk. So we are lucky, we are that type of breed. And well, Puneet ji has given my introduction. I'm thankful for giving such a detailed introduction. And I'll just take about, just to set the introduction for 10 minutes, I'll give the introduction of Amul and what our objectives, where are we. And then later on, I think Puneet ji will take over and we'll have some chat on the various issues. So I need Puneet ji help also to start just some 8 or 9 slides, so that it is that whole things is set in. Well, Amul untold story, basically, let me tell you. I start with the present context. Okay. We remember that in the mid of May, our Honorable Prime Minister has given a call that we have to become Atmanirbhar, vocal for local and local for global. And I know a lot of people must have thought or must have laughed, how can we become Atmanirbhar in energy or petroleum products or electronics or electrical, where billions of dollars are imported from the other countries. I mean, leave aside that, take our food, edible oil. Every year, 75,000 crore rupees goods are imported. So, but let me tell you, it is not a difficult call. It is not a difficult task. If we decide it, we can do it. Next, please. I'll show you one graph, please. Just see it. I'll take back you to mid 70s. Next slide, Punitji.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So if you see this graph, till mid 70s, we were just 1/3 of USA in milk production, 1/8 of Europe, are more or less equal to Australia, New Zealand till mid 70s. And we were not Atmanirbhar. We were dependent on imports, deficit, population growing, consumption also wants to go with the prosperity, and milk production not growing. And that time in mid 70s, the farmers, the policymakers, as well as the political leadership decided that we have to become Atmanirbhar in milk, which is the most essential part of food, and food security after the success of grain revolution was becoming very important case of milk. So what was done? Simple, replicate Amul all over India. And replicate Amul means the model which was already developed and was very successful this part of India, that is in Gujarat, just replicate it. National Dairy Development Board at Anand was formed. Dr. Varghese Cohen, who was the head of Amul as a profession, was given the charge. And in next 25 years, Amul was replicated. And by mid 90s, we became not only self-sufficient, and we became world largest producer of milk. And where are we today? Today, from 1/3 to USA, we are more than double than the USA. 1/8 of Europe, 25% more than Europe. And you see, I mean, 10 times, 20 times more than the New Zealand or Australia. This all happened with the long-term perspective, long-term planning, and policymakers, political leadership, everybody is supporting. And with this wish and this with this paranki, we have to become Atmanirbhar. So this happened because of replication of Amul model. Now next, Punitji, next slide, please. So what is the Amul model? Well, I take you back before independence, mid 40s, Bombay. Bombay Britishers were ruling. It's a long story, but I'll cut short in 2-3 minutes. It's very interesting. I can take full day in narrating this story. British were ruling. They found that time their officers and their army was getting sick. They tested the water of. They tested what is the reason. So they tested the milk of Bombay, because somebody said milk is very not coming, adulterated milk is coming, and the results came that bacterial count of milk available in Bombay that was more than the gutter water of London. And that time they decided that let us source milk from Gujarat, that is Anand or Kheda, which was producing good milk. And that time they gave monopoly to one dairy entrepreneur, Polson, to buy milk from the farmers of Anand and Kheda district. Private entrepreneurs, naturally, when he started, without looking at long-term perspective, he started exploiting farmers, especially during winter, not giving them the good price for the milk. And when, not price and winter production increases 30%, he wasn't taking full milk. And farmers are feeling exploited. And nobody else had that time permission to buy milk from the farmers. So no competition. So that time, farmers of Anand or Kheda district, under the leadership of our first chairman, Tribhuvan Das Patel, you see right side of this picture, Tribhuvan Das Patel. He went to meet Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is also this part of Gujarat, that is Karamsad or Anand district, and told him the whole story. And you know what Sardar Vallabhbhai told him that time? The business is a business lesson, it's a business philosophy which is applicable today also, where small manufacturer, small service provider, small businessmen, or small farmers are available, or feeling they are not getting the good return from the produce. They said, Vallabhbhai Patel said to the farmers, you should not only produce milk, you should aggregate, process, and sell milk directly under your brand, and you should own the whole supply chain if you want maximum portion of consumer rupee. So initially British did not, and only model available was for the small people to form a cooperative society. And when they wanted to form a cooperative society, Britisher didn't allow, obviously because they have given the contract to the Paulson. Farmers went on strike for 15 days. Britisher, the Milk Commission came from Bombay to here, and he has to yield to the demand of farmers to register their cooperative society on 31st October 1946, and Amul was founded about 74 years back, Tribhuvandas Patel. After they started, because they're not very educated, and they had just a chilling station, milk was getting curdled, they were incurring a lot of losses. That time Dr. Kurian's entry, the professional, it is around late 1948. Dr. Kurian returned from USA after doing his master's in mechanical and dairy science from Michigan State University. And Dr. Kurian was sent forcibly to Anand by the government because he has gone on scholarship to USA for 6 months. So once Dr. Kurian, and he started working in a government creamery, and side by he started looking to the chilling station of Tribhuvandas Patel. And he's found that they are getting curdled milk every day. And that time he advised Tribhuvandas Patel that, look here, if you want milk not to get curdled till it reaches Bombay, you have to pasteurize it. And you need pasteurizer. And pasteurizer, India was not there. The Alpha level is there, Bombay, they had the office. So he said, you have to, this much money is required, and I'll ask them to import it. Tribhuvandas Patel had no money because small cooperative society of few villages, nothing, no bank account, nothing. So that time, Tribhuvandas Patel gave his wife's jewelry as collateral to borrow money from somebody, and gave that cash to Dr. Kurian to take it to Bombay and place order for Alpha level. By this time, orders placed, Dr. Kurian apprenticeship training of compulsory 6 months over, and Dr. Kurian went to Tribhuvandas Patel to tell him that now I'm a free bird, I want to go back and I want to enjoy my life. I have got offers from so many people. That time Tribhuvandas Patel didn't look here, Dr. Kurian, on your advice, we ordered imported pasteurizer. We don't know how to erect it, how to run it. Why don't you stay here for 3 months, erect it, train my people. I'll give you the salary for 3 months, whichever you get from there, and then you go. Reluctantly, Dr. Verghese Kurian agreed. This is in the beginning 1949 to stay for few months to help these farmers cooperative society. And those 3 months converted into 61 years. He, after seeing the condition, the vision, and the opportunity, he decided to stay back in a small place called Anand, which has a population 5,000. And he is a Christian. He was a Christian. Nobody gave him a place for rental. He stayed in a garage, and he was bachelor. And let me tell you, he worked 61 years, gave his life. He could have done anything else. And he was from well-connected family of India, most well-connected. His one uncle was India's first finance minister, John F. Menai. His other uncle was that time Tata Steel chairman. And his father was the army brigadier in defense. But he too also postgraduate. Just see the dedication that time. And you know what happened afterwards. I'll just give you the some more thing about the Amul. Next slide, Punitji. So basically, if I tell you, and this is the business model, maybe for Amul, but it is true for any business entrepreneur in today's world. If you want business to survive not for years or decades, for centuries. What is the business philosophy of Amul? Value for many and value for money. Value for many, basically in our case, is the providing very stable and remunerative prices to our milk producers, who are also suppliers and who are also the owners of this organization. You know, Amul is owned by 3.6 million farmers of Gujarat. It's a cooperative society. There is a structure, I'll tell you. They own it. So what they want is only confidence and trust that their produce, if tomorrow they add more cows and buffalo, will be purchased at a very stable and arbitrary. The other side, value for money means providing best, tastiest product by using the pure ingredients without compromising on the quality, without compromising, replacing expensive natural ingredients with the synthetic cheap ingredients at a very affordable price by using the latest technology, whether in processing or packaging or in logistics or in branding or everything. So, in short, I can tell you the business model of Amul is give more to earn more. Because I was extremely happy in the beginning when your president mentioned learn, earn, return. This is the best model. It is the best, not best model for individual, it's the best model for any enterprise. Once you have tried. So earn more to give more. Earn, give more to earn more means give to suppliers best price, give best treatment to your employees, and give best product to your consumer. Once they are happy, you are definitely going to earn and your business is going to survive for century. Puniji, next slide, please. I'll now go faster. This is the Amul model, which is we call three-tier structure. At the bottom are the 3.6 million farmers. You can see the left side. And after that, milk, where milk is coming to a village cooperative society, where milk is taken fully electronic as a system, where quantity and quality is checked and payment is made fully computerized system based on quality and quantity. And milk is immediately chilled so that quality is maintained. From there, milk is going to the 84 plants of 18 district union, where milk is processed into various milk and value-added products. And then milk is marketed under common brand name through GSIM all over India to the billions of consumers. And this success of Amul model is replicated all over India under Operation Flood 1, 2, 3, where 1,90,000 village cooperative society, more than 200 district union, and 28 state federation of form. And whether you are in Karnataka, Nandini is number one, Tamil Nadu, Avin is number one, Rajasthan, Saras is number one, Bihar. So all these are cooperatives which have come out of the womb of Amul, and they are run by the farmers for the consumer. Next slide, please, Puniji. And I'm just yeah.
Sir, we are loving the way you are actually explaining. So take your time, be comfortable, and within the previous slide, I think the 2 points which I would add to yours are the daily milk processing is 2.5 crore liters.
Yeah, I'll come.
Oh, sir.
This there. Okay. So, see, we talk like give more to earn more. And we have to learn a lot from the Western world, developed world, technology development. I'll just show you one slide. And this slide we are used during RCEP, during FTA. And first slide which I showed you at this slide, after seeing these two slides, no bureaucrat, no political bosses will sign on dotted line of RCEP or WTO. Reason is simple. People say we are inefficient. This Indian farmer is getting, in case of Amul, 80 to 86%, a milk producer, generally 70 to 80%. And if you compare with the dairy developed countries, their farmers get only 30, 35, 25, very low price. Mainly money is pocketed by the processor or more than the retailers, big monopolist retailers. So that is why we have been telling to all the government, whenever they want to allow free imports of dairy products or agriculture produce, we say, look here, you want to, I mean, one side you say doubling farmer income, this model give you this much income. And once everything is, if any system is working well, why to adjust it or why to change it? Next slide, please, Puniji. Well, if I talk about now, let us come to the Amul. Already, Puniji has already told you, we handle around 25 million liters of milk per day from 3.6 million. Amul is ninth largest dairy processor in the world, with the capacity of 36 million liters. I mean, it is not that we are the only country which is other all dairy brands of above our 8 are multinationals. They work, some Nestle is there, they work in more than 55 countries or some 30 countries. Amul is basically operating milk picking in one part of India, that is Gujarat. Now we have gone outside Gujarat also with the 15% more milk. And today, Amul is more than 52,000 crore rupees annual. We are the biggest food or FMCG company in the India. If you see last 10 years, our annual growth rate is around 16 to 17%, double than the most of the FMCG food company. Next slide, please. And about the Amul, I can say the biggest brand is Amul milk. People say, talk about the circulation. And our milk circulation, because it is also going to all our consumer readers every day, around more than 32 million packs per day. There's no other circulation as anybody else. And from 84 dairy plant. Next slide, please. Next, please. And besides the milk, we also have got our own cattle feed factory where we produce 84 plants. These are just data about how much milk we have procured last year, and etc. And next slide, please. This is very important. Supply chain, or we call distribution highway. No other FMCG food company in India has got this type of multi distribution highway. See, up to the dairy plant, everything is same. After that, we have got 4 types of product. One is the center, you see, ambient product, milk powder, ghee, Tetra Pak. At ambient temperature, it is reaching to the consumer like you. Then is very important, pan-India is chilled product for butter and cheese, where 4 to 6 degree product has to reach the consumer. Then most difficult is the frozen, -20. And Amul is the only company we have got pan-India. Just 3 days back, we opened our depot or warehouse in Leh with the branch to go up to the China border with our distribution. And we have got down south also. We have got in Shillong, Jorhat also. We have got in Jodhpur, Jaisalmer also. Around more than 68 depots we have got. And the most difficult distribution highway, which takes too much of time and too much energy and perseverance, is fresh product distribution highway. I'm talking about milk, buttermilk, curd, paneer, where product needs to be marketed within 4 to 5 hours. And there you need to have your processing plants nearer to the market. So you name the place, we have got milk processing plant, whether you take Guwahati or Srinagar or Jammu or in Jodhpur, everywhere, leave aside Bombay, Calcutta, Kanpur, Lucknow, Pune, and we are the number one. And everything is done through now 60, I said 66. Now last 10 days we opened more, 2 to 68 sales offices and the export of around 900 crore rupees, 10,000 distributors and 1 million retailers. So I think this slide is also, it is not that we are associated with the only farmers. More than 8 to 10 lakhs people are attached with us through other ways. Next slide, please. And this is the Amul value chain I have placed specially to explain you about pandemic. You see, everybody was talking about that this will happen, that will happen. But let me tell you, our supply chain, which in short form we say C to C, B to C. C to C is what? Cow to consumer. You can see the black color and the consumer right side, and buffalo to consumer. This supply chain worked uninterruptedly, and you see the type of transaction, 3.6 million farmers, twice in a day. We were under lockdown, or everybody else, but our 60 lakh cows and buffalo were not under lockdown. They were giving the milk. And other side, billions of consumers who were under lockdown, they needed food and nutrition. And if they have been given food, no lockdown got affected. People would have come out. There would have been food rights. So this supply chain is not only for the consumer to provide them food. This supply chain, whether in Amul or any whole dairy sector, is also supply chain is provided livelihood to 10 crore dairy farmers of India during pandemic. I give you example of Amul. During first 100 days of lockdown, we gave around 14,000 crore cash amount in the hands of our members. Out of that, 2,000 crore rupees extra money which we got because extra milk, because nobody else was procuring. And consumer also got everything. And I think we got full cooperation from the local administration, from our logistic partners, our farmers, and our consumer also. And we were not only visible on the mass media, but we were also available on the ground also. Next slide, please. So this is all in short. I don't know, I've taken a lot of time, so I'm leaving less time to Shri Puniji, and I think I may have answered few questions to Puniji. So you can take away this presentation, and Puniji, now you can ask any question.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suri. It has been enlightening for all of us on this session. The kind of scale you run in everything, right from procurement, procuring from 18,500 villages for yourself and replicating the same model for remaining other dairies through your advisory and through your tie-ups for more than 1,90,000 villages. So when I look at scale, State Bank of India appears to me a right comparison in my side of the profession, which is they are very proud to have more than 15,000 branches. But when I look at your, and they deal with non-perishables, you deal with perishables. And you are collecting 2.5 crore liter from 18,000 villages and still no wastage, buying at the highest price and selling at the lowest is the mantra at Amul. So there are so many things to learn. So this is one point I noted. And couple of things I learned was C2C and B2C, buffalo to consumer and cow to consumer. And you have touched upon different aspects of Amul, like making of Amul, Dr. Kurian's initial journey with Amul, the cooperative movement, the political intervention. There are many more interesting facets to this journey of yours. The political interventions, the acquisition attempts, the intervention of Voltas when they were actually handling your distribution, and the product evolution right from simple milk producers or milk processors to the value-added products, the four business lines, and counting on the newer ones. So we would like to have a little bit more on these points from you, and then I will touch upon your personal, achievements, and then go back to Amul and learnings from Amul. If you can just highlight a little bit of these moments with Amul, kind of the product evolution, how from milk to the packaged milk, the PET bottle, and then Tetra Packs and the different product lines, and the struggles in between, and the tricky moments.
Well, I think in my introduction you mentioned that when I joined, the turnover of Amul was 121 crore. I joined in March 1982 after passing out IRMA. And that time we had just 3-4 products: butter, cheese, little bit, no milk. Maybe we were not selling milk. Milk only bulk tanker load to Bombay or to the various city milk supplies like Delhi, DMS or Mother Dairy or Kolkata Mother Dairy. And also baby food, infant milk food, Amul spray and ghee. And at that time, initially Dr. Kurian concentrated mainly in milk procurement and milk processing. Marketing or distribution left to others. Distribution was given to Voltas or South Spencers. So my job, I joined at Jaipur in Rajasthan. My job was to take over distribution Amul from the Voltas. They had a division called PCP, Pharma Consumer Product Division. They were handling a lot of pharma companies, and consumer Amul was there, Rasna was there, Ceridon was there, some Pappu feeders were there, some soya chunks, I think, product was there. So initially, right from 80s, when I joined, the major emphasis of Amul has been distribution expansion. My job was to open Jaipur Deepore branch, which I started for Rajasthan. Today we have got around 4 branches in Rajasthan. That time we started one. And so new product, I think Amul history, if you see, the biggest achievement in new product was making cheese or milk powder or baby food out of buffalo milk. Nowhere that technology was available. We indigenous developed technology and made India world's first cheese, and which was also vegetarian. You see, all over the world, the non-veg, I mean, especially for Jains, it is very, I mean, people carry from here because we use 100% vegetarian rennet to make our cheese, not any rennet taken off the calf stomach. Similarly, I mean, we started milk lately, I can say, is only in mid 80s only. Packed milk. Earlier we were selling milk. And that was a story. We were selling commodity to Delhi Milk Scheme, Mother Dairy, and we were not getting good price. So we decided, on even Ahmedabad, Abad Dairy, that instead of giving them commodity and like portion dictating, they were dictating price. I remember I was posted in Ahmedabad later on, and my job was to sit outside the general manager of Abad Dairy to collect payment and negotiate. He used to give me no money. So we decided, let us launch milk. And we launched pouch milk. And later on, it's a long story how we, within 8 or 9 years, we became #1 brand, including Delhi. I mean, Delhi we launched November 2003, and November 2009, Amul was a #1 brand in Delhi, crossing Mother Dairy Delhi sales also. So,
And replacing, Britannia.
yeah, Britannia was that time there. I mean, we launched because of Britannia had come into the various cities. But there is a long story. I don't think I can complete. But I can tell you, new product development, every month we come out 2.5 products. During pandemic, 3 to 4 products or 5 products, because we had become very creative during pandemic, sitting in the office, not traveling, no stress. Okay. And our office are not closed for a single day. But let me tell you, what we are different that is new product development is that we do not have any new product or R&D division in Amul. We give all R&D, all new product to the shop floor people, the people who are going to manufacture, produce later. Any idea you give, like today you say ki you please come out with this such a good mithai or rabdi or ras malai or any, we'll give or do a variety of ice cream. We'll give that idea to 3-4 of our production people, plant head. They'll make some product. First, they'll get satisfied. They'll test among themselves, and then send it to us. Every evening 6:30, we have a tasting session. Our new products, our old products, competitors' products. Because 6:30, you feel hungry also because if you have to work up to 8 o'clock, you have to need something. And we have got a lot of youngsters. So people, old people like me are there, middle age, yeah, everybody is around. So we just test this and we say, okay, so sugar kam karo, sugar zyada karo, flavor kam karo, flavor zyada dalo, taste mein ek change karo. Then again goes back, again after 4-5 days it comes back. And we finally, we don't do any market research or anything. Because I remember Dr. Kune used to tell us, when you are giving any food product that to of Indian taste, why you need market research? You give it to your wife, I'll give it to my wife. If they pass it, we launch it. I mean, we are basically, this company is owned by lower middle class. This organization is run by the middle class. India is a country of lower middle class. So I think if you can understand the pulse of it's very important for Indian businessman or professional. If you understand the pulse of Indian middle or lower middle class, your business will be successful. This country is run by, this country is consumed by, and this country is managed by lower middle class.
Yes, sir. True. So very insightful, answer. I was expecting this. I did not tell you before this session that I have visited your plants. and I was part of the testing sessions. I have tasted your butter, cheese, everything in the plant at Ahmedabad, and enjoyed a lot. And the kind of freedom you give to your customers and visitors in your plant in terms of the areas they can visit, because there's nothing hidden. आप कुछ भी छुपाते नहीं है, सारे प्रोसेस आपके देख सकते हैं हम, मिल्क कहाँ से फ्लो हो रहा है, क्या फ्लो हो रहा है, क्या बन रहा है.
देखिए हमारे हमारे plants are like temples. Anybody can walk into any of plant after 3 o'clock. They're regular conducted tours, no fee, no entrance fee. And I mean, these are institutions owned by the armed public. So these are the temples.
इसीलिए सर मैं इस बात पर टच अपॉन करना चाहूंगा, हमारे अमूल के प्रोडक्ट्स में वी ऑल आर कंज्यूमर्स, एवरीबॉडी ऑन दिस सेशन, and the decision makers are our better halves and at least 50% of the population in this session. So I was accompanied by my college mates. I studied in a co-ed when I visited your plants much before today, a couple of maybe 20 years back. But I still remember those sessions where we were asked feedback कि भाई आप ये आम का जो लस्सी है, आम का जो फ्लेवर का लस्सी है, वो आप टेस्ट करके बताइए इसमें क्या फ्लेवर हम इम्प्रूव करें. So I would take upon this, I would touch upon the involvement of ladies wing, which is present on this session, and the youth wing. So we have lot of we have lot of things to tell them कि वो लाइफ में बिजनेस, इसको बिजनेस अपॉर्चुनिटी या एक इम्प्रूवमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी की तरह कैसे देखें और इसमें आगे कैसे बढ़ें. सो लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स टू लर्न फ्रॉम अमूल इन टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रांसपेरेंसी. जैसे आपने बताया कि मैंने आपके प्लांट्स में सारे एरियाज देखे हुए हैं और कहीं से भी मैंने सप्लाई लेकर के टेस्ट किया हुआ है, बिकॉज इट्स एडिबल. And your staff was very warm and welcoming in terms of letting us eat as much as we can in the plant. So thanks for that. So moving on to the next question. So Amul is a cooperative. ये cooperative संस्थान है जिसके अंदर 36 लाख इसके ओनर हैं और जो कि लाखों करोड़ का या हजारों करोड़ का व्यापार आपको देते हैं, और बहुत सारे स्टेक होल्डर्स की एजुकेशन लेवल, बैकग्राउंड सब कुछ डिफरेंट है. एक साइड पे एकदम इलिटरेट हैं जो शायद जिनको बेसिक एजुकेशन में नहीं है, फॉरगेट अबाउट द टैक्स एजुकेशन एंड अदर एजुकेशन, एक्सपेक्टिंग एवरीथिंग इन अ होमोजेनाइज्ड वे फ्रॉम देम विद द क्वालिटी कंसिस्टेंसी ऑफ एवरी डे. वो अपन कैसे करते हैं और फाइनल गुड्स तक अपन कैसे ले जाते हैं. We have at Amul you have excelled in everything, be it financial management, supply chain, marketing, procurement, inventory management, everything. In fact, on financials, I'll touch upon a point. Amul is the largest company at this size which has zero debt. कोई देनदारी मेरे ख्याल से नहीं है अमूल के financials में, so which is commendable. It's fully equity funded franchise. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा अपने आप में कमेंडेबल चीज है. इस पे थोड़ा सा अगर आप टच अपॉन करें सबको बहुत बेनिफिट होगा.
हाँ नहीं, मैं आपको थोड़ा, लेट मी फर्स्ट टॉक अबाउट द प्रोफेशनलिज्म in the organization, then I'll talk to the financial matters. See, let me tell you, my board, I've got 19 board members. Okay, 18 are the farmers. I am the only professional. Suit boot wala bolo, jo bhi boli aap. And they all have come elected members from the lowest level of village cooperative. They got elected a village cooperative society. It's a democratic system. They become board of director of district union. From district union, they become the chairman of district union election. And then they are, by virtue of their chairman of district union, 18 district union, they are on my board. But the type of trust, faith, and respect these farmers have got in the professionals, immense, no words can explain. Let me know. And this has not been, this faith, trust, respect not come because of today, right from Dr. Varghese. We were very lucky. You see, Amul is, if successful, it is, one thing is leadership. We were very lucky that we had a very selfless and dedicated political leadership like Dr. or like Tribhuvandas Patel, and very committed professionals like Varghese Kurian. And from those days, traditions, DNA was formed, culture has come, that professionals have to be. And when I say professional means we don't compromise. We hunt, hire, compensate best of the professionals. I mean, we take from best of management institute, but here is the catch. We take only through campus placement. everybody with me, with my team, top, middle, or on their first job. My first job, my number two, everybody's first job. We hire from IIM, IRMAS, XLI. People leave, that is okay. Naturally, somebody is getting better opportunity. But who stays with their stays? So one is a DNA is intact, professional. And it is not only the hiring problem, whether advertising agencies or the architects or the lawyers, legal, we go the best. We don't go for rates and everything. Because that type of tradition has come in the organization. You take our advertising agency. We have two advertising agency. One is Dakuna Associates, who are doing for last more than 5 years utterly butterly delicious Amul butter topical campaign, which is top of the mind, and we don't spend much on that. And then FCB Ulkadra, both are with us. And fortunately, the people who are handling our account is agency are with the same agency. The Nitin Karkara, Shashi Sinha, who joined FCB Ulka as a trainee, now are the CEOs. So it is basically consensus in leadership, whether in our board or in our professionalism or with the other agency, is what we today. And Dr. Kunin has told us, you see, he has given maximum emphasis on two values. But a lot of values are there and each organization got. But two values not only talked in the balance sheet or in the other thing, it is demonstrated. What is that? One is integrity. Never compromise, because this is the organization which is owned by very, very poor. I mean, owners of this India's biggest FMCG food company, level of living is much lower than the employees. Okay. And second thing is that other value system which we never come to, excellence. He says you should not compromise. You are a farmer's organization, cooperative. Anything you do, it has to be the best. Whether we have got this C2C supply chain is fully integrated by SAP. Best advertising, India's best architects we hire. Whatever technology we hire, mostly the best or first time in India from all over the world. You walk into any of our dairy plants, because India is only expanding, you won't find that type of dairy plants in Europe or USA because we go for the latest technology. So one is this professionalism, which is their reason is why we are able to grow at such a rapid speed, and the value system. And that both the things gel very well with our basic philosophy of give more to earn more. Now coming to your second thing is financial matter. I mean, for you, because a lot of people are from professional and running a lot of enterprises. It is not the zero debt; it's a zero credit company. We never give any goods without taking money. 52,000 crore rupees, you give money or you give check against bank guarantee, or you transfer money now. Earlier you used to take bank drafts or checks against bank guarantee. Now because RTX is there, so you can directly transfer in your account. We don't dispatch any product. Anybody comes. Reason is simple, because when we take milk from the farmer, we have to give him price. If not every day, every 7 days. And other thing is we operate on zero inventory. There's no inventory in the pipeline. Leave aside inventory, we can't keep it also. Because milk, once we start, after milking is done, within 24 hours, milk has to reach to the consumer. So whole supply chain C2C is running only on 1 day inventory. Yes, when you make value-added product, ice creams or milk powder, definitely you got 1 week or 10 days. But that is also very minimum. Now coming, this is about the selling. Second is any money we take, it is in collection. Every day evening, it is transferred to our respective district union and to the village corporate. Nowhere we keep money. What money we get from you, it will be transferred to district union to village cooperative. So end of the day, bank has got it. Yeah, but the most surprising thing will be the diagonally opposite is any other business enterprises. that like you are doing analysis of lot of balance sheet other companies. What you look for? Which company you invest? You invest in a company which has got maximum EBITDA, a gross profit. If you see our balance sheet, you know what my board wants, how my performance is measured. My performance is measured by keeping minimum EBITDA. They want me to buy at maximum. They want me to buy anything they offer. They want me to buy anything, anytime they offer, winter, summer. And we have to sell or dispose of all the raw material after value addition at such a price, the end of the day, we got zero inventory. So we have to sell at a very, very valuable. So we have to buy at maximum, we have to sell at minimum by keeping minimum EBITDA, which is diagonally opposite to most of the corporates or the other multinational world. That is why you have seen in India, a lot of other companies, they come and then packed up. But I'm not saying that India, there's no scope. There's a lot of scope in dairy, value addition products or milk. Reason is simple. Only 1/3 of India's dairy market. If I tell you, milk is India's biggest crop, 8 lakh crore. 40% is retained by the farmer, 60% surplus. But out of the 60% surplus, only 1/3 is organized or branded or packed. Only 2.5 crore, only 2.5 lakh crore is organized out of the Amul Institute. It is growing. Branded market is going double digit. So lot of scope, lot of opportunity for any business entrepreneur to get into food, get into dairy, anywhere in the supply chain, whether aggregation, logistics, storage, processing, distribution, branding, lot of scope. Is a separate session on that. But it is a business of supply chain efficiency. You can earn out of your efficiency or inefficiency of others or the cooperative, not other way around. You can't expect 10, 12, 14% EBITDA in dairy or especially in the food. I see food also, there's no much of EBITDA future as the competition is growing and entry prices. So I think these are the very simple. So our balance sheet profits are nil. We do borrow money. I'm not saying it is always some money which we have to pay, but because of our zero default rate, we get the best rate today. That I mean the working capital loan we are getting at. I mean you must be we are getting at 4.4, and term loan we get at 5.2% today. 7-8 years.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Sodhi, for a very liberal answer and really sharing a lot of inside numbers from Amul. एक चीज मैंने आपसे सीखी, आपका एनालिटिकल स्किल्स बहुत स्ट्रांग है. जो मैंने आपका इरमा का सेकेंड ईयर प्रोजेक्ट जो 1982 का था, उसमें भी आपने एक स्लाइड की प्रेजेंटेशन दी थी जिसमें आपने मिल्क को कंपेयर कर दिया था फर्टिलाइजर से, और एक ही ग्राफ से आपने प्रूव कर दिया था कि द ग्रोथ ऑफ मिल्क बिजनेस इज नॉट इन लाइन विद द क्रॉप्स बीइंग ग्रोन. सो अभी भी आपने मिल्क को एक डिफरेंट वे में कंपेयर किया, विच इज एनलाइटनिंग. सो मैं ये देखना चाह रहा था कि हमारे जीतो के 2 विंग्स और जुड़े हुए हैं इस सेशन में. एक है जीतो यूथ विंग, जो कि काफी यंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स और यंग प्रोफेशनल्स का होता है, वो भी यहाँ पे हैं. उनके लिए आपका क्या मैसेज है इन टर्म्स ऑफ स्किल्स एंड लर्निंग्स फ्रॉम अमूल?
मैं आपको दो, नॉट एज ओनली अमूल, बट आई एम टेलिंग यू बेसिकली a professional of food or looking to India's population of 1.35 billion, which will be 1.7 billion by 2050. And this is the one industry, food, which is recession proof, and market is nothing but 1.35 billion stomach, which we have got below our. And it is growing. And with the income level growing, prosperity growing, every Indian is going to spend much more on food, more protein and fat rich. We are upgrading from corporate. So food, and that to organize, is growing tremendously. Today, the food market is 400 lakh crore. 400 lakh crore. Out of organized only 40 lakh crore. Okay. No, sorry, $400 billion. ये करोड़ बिलियन में या एक ही लैंग्वेज में रहता. So what I'm saying is, so anything you want to, any business you want to get into, especially younger, if you want to build business not for you, but for your children, next generation, is a food. You can see the companies who are in the food last 100 years, they are surviving and they are growing. So where you can enter in the food business, first is you can enter food in the production side. I take example of milk. If you're in rural India anywhere, and if you go for, depending on how much capital, how much resources, how much, even if you got nothing, no land, if you got 30 to 40 cows of buffalo dairy farm by taking loan from the bank, and any bank will give loan, a lot of government schemes are there, because milk is such a thing, you immediately get the market. You don't have to bother about the market, especially if you are associated with any cooperative society like Amul, Nandini or Saras or etc. anywhere in India. You can earn with 30 cows and buffalo after taking a loan of 15 lakh rupees, easily 50 to 60,000 rupees per month sitting in the village without land, without any resources, after meeting all the expenses. Then you can part of any logistic of food, logistic of milk, lot of opportunity, storage, distribution. I mean, we have got a lot of people, I think, from even Jito member. I remember our distributor, Mehsana Sarvodaya, they are also your Jito member. Okay. And then a lot of scope is distribution, retailing, other thing. And other than that is manufacturing, food or dairy, lot of scope. And when anybody talks to me in food, I said, don't talk to a startup doing food. Only do the food, but a brick and mortar. Okay. So develop any product. See anything which is sold loose in an area, start packing it and selling it within your gully, your mahalla. In food, people want local produce, locally packed, locally distributed food, because people feel food fresh is fresh and as per my taste. So first make your brand gully brand or mahalla brand or city brand or 2-3 district brand or state brand. Then fuse it. Forget, don't think going beyond states. You can get 100 crore rupees business in dairy in 2 or 1 district of India, anywhere. Because that is the consumption, that is the production. So just by getting 20% market share, you can get 100 crore rupees business. So food is one area where I feel any your member, any entrepreneur can really seriously think. But it is game of perseverance, lot of hard work. It is not the game before sitting in a laptop and aggregating and selling. It is not a business sitting in the air conditioned room. Most of the today youngsters, the startups only want to start and end with the laptop only. जिसमें लैपटॉप पे पूरा धंधा हो जाए वो धंधा मानते हैं, which is not the thing.
बहुत ही बढ़िया आंसर सर, बहुत ही बढ़िया। इससे काफी कुछ सीखने मिला कि फूड में एक तो मार्जिन स्टेबल है, लोकल डिमांड हमेशा रहेगी, और इंडिया बीइंग पॉपुलेशन, वी कैन यूज इट एज अ डिविडेंड रादर देन लोकल कंजम्पशन की थीम आपने बताई। और आपने बहुत सिंपल कैलकुलेशन बताया कि 15 लाख रुपए के इन्वेस्टमेंट में 50,000 रुपए का प्रॉफिट आप कमा सकते हैं ऑन द
वो
प्रोडक्शन।
भी बैंक से लेके
बिना सिक्योरिटी के, बिकॉज सिक्योरिटी तो बफेलो ही होगी,
हाँ,
क्रेडिट में सिक्योरिटी नहीं मिलती। तो ये यूथ के लिए आपने बहुत अच्छा मैसेज दिया हमें कि एट वेरियस लेवल्स, राइट फ्रॉम प्रोडक्शन थ्रू लैक्टेटिंग एनिमल्स लाइक काउज एंड बफेलोस, वहां से शुरुआत करके स्टोरेज, लॉजिस्टिक्स और डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन तक। डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में एक चीज टच अपॉन करना चाहूंगा सर। जीतो मेंबर्स, जैसे आपने बताया कि काफी लोग आपके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और आपके डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स और वहाँ पे वेयर हाउसिंग भी देख रहे हैं, तो इसमें कोई अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं अमूल के साथ?
बिल्कुल, we are the largest hire of warehouses, and like I showed you 4 types. We do not go for our own thing. It is all third party. For ambient product, for chilled product, for frozen product, all warehouses we hire. Logistic for fresh. I mean, we have got 10,000 tankers hired, road milk tankers. We have got more than 1,000 refrigerated vehicle hired. And similarly open tax, those are the numbers, and and we keep on expanding. So that is opportunity. I think anybody can go for it.
But
And distribution also a lot of scope is there. We are present all over India. Any city you name it, we'll be having some.
तो मैं तो अब आज से एग्जांपल यही दूंगा, जहां पे एसबीआई भी नहीं पहुंचा वहां पे अमूल मिल
हाँ, पहुंच जाएगा।
तो आपने ये बहुत अच्छा बताया कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन विच इज फ्रेंचाइजी मॉडल एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरशिप, लॉजिस्टिक्स में टैंकर्स, स्टोरेज, वेयरहाउसिंग और प्रोडक्शन, सारी लेवल पे काफी सारी सिनर्जी बनती है हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स और आपके कोऑपरेटिव के बीच में। अब मैं थोड़ा टच अपॉन करूंगा लेडीज विंग के ऊपर। यूथ जीतो में एक लेडीज विंग है विच इज बेसिकली कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ द बेटर हाफ्स and the better parts of the society who are truly influencing and putting in a lot of effort in keeping ourselves organized and keeping and making us successful, being by working at home or working in offices and also helping us at home. They are the real brand ambassadors for Amul. I've never seen a brand ambassador. एक जरूर एक मैस्कट है आपका, एक फीमेल मैस्कट है which is called Utterly Bitterly. कभी आपका मैस्कट के अलावा कोई ब्रांड एम्बेसडर नहीं देखा। आपके रियल ब्रांड एम्बेसडर हमारे घर में ही मौजूद होते हैं, जो कहते हैं नहीं अमूल का ही घी लेना है जी और अमूल का ही बटर लेना है।
नहीं, देखिए पुनीत जी, I mean, Amul has never hired celebrities. We have never paid a single penny. Rather, celebrity wants to hire Amul, Butter Girl. They want to come on our platform and they feel they are right in their field, whether it's Bollywood or Hollywood or something. If they have come on our topical, I mean, you name from Amitabh Bachchan to everybody. I mean, they feel so delighted if we put them in something on us and never paid anything.
In fact, I have come to know that a couple of celebrities have rather you approaching them to inaugurate your enterprises and setups. They are very keen to come as a person to inaugurate. And
Everybody, I mean, it is not only celebrity, any politician also wants to come because of number we have got.
correct.
It's a basically number.
So talking about ladies wing, वहाँ पे भी काफी synergy बनती है because they are your brand ambassadors everywhere within my home, your home, every person's life. How do you engage with them? And is there a possibility of Jain ladies of connecting with Amul in various ways, be it professional, be it entrepreneurship? Entrepreneurship पे आपने already touch upon किया, जहाँ पे tasting के sessions आपके यहाँ daily होते हैं. I was part of it for 2 days. तो उस टाइप की कोई ideas अगर आप हमसे share करें.
देखिए, as far as I may say that this organization, 3.6 million farmers, or what is this organ? Who owns it? It is the women of rural Gujarat. Because every house, these 2-3 cows, buffaloes are taken by the women and the children. And this money which they get daily is take care of for day-to-day food or children education. This is Amul is the best example of women empowerment. It is not only giving them economic power, it is also giving them dignity of labor. They have not to depend upon husband income whether he is earning or not, because they are earning. There are thousands of examples in Gujarat where the widow woman or women whose husband is not able to work because of medically or not, or left him or other thing, they are earning now lakhs and lakhs. I mean, last year just few months back, I tweeted 10 ladies of Banaskantha district, one district, earning more than 1 crore. Can you imagine?
I can
And
imagine.
not literate, not literate,
And you are
very semi-literate.
You are being very humble by not sharing the Banaskantha story. I think 10,000 widows of Banaskantha were basically financially enabled by Amul.
Yeah, one district. See, and for this is basically both sides is the ladies. In between also, I mean, there's an equal scope for everybody. I mean, they can become lot of ladies are running our Amul parlors, ice cream scooping parlors, our distributor. Because this is a job where you can do it without moving too much out.
And the friction.
And there's no chance of, in Amul, in this business, there's no chance of any loss. That is what I can say. Earnings are very low. Percentage earnings are very low, but no loss.
Perfect, sir. Perfect. So I'm moving towards the difficult questions, and then I will do a rapid fire for 2 3 questions, and then we'll open the floor. So the first difficult question for you is, how do you manage conflicts with such a diversity of ownership, diffusion of power centers, being cooperative, being influenced by political circles, industrial circles, and all that. So how do you manage conflicts in your organization?
देखिए, anywhere you work, there will be conflicts, whether in the family or the business or the friends or anywhere. Or if you're living in a cooperative society, housing, or there will be lot of conflicts. I think the, or if, like you mentioned, political. I think if I had to answer in one word, resolving conflict without moving away from your goals or the rest or compromising anything is the communication. I've seen difficult conditions and very extreme conflicts have been resolved by communicating concerned people right way after considering their point. I mean, I tell you, conflict of consumer versus farmers. Farmers want more price for the milk. Consumer want low price basis food. We read newspapers, especially आप लोग तो note food inflation. Okay. So when we tell consumer, look, I'll give you first example. Okay. Then I mean, I remember in sometime I think it was 2012 or 13. We increased price of milk by 1 rupee across India. Okay, including Delhi, Bombay, everywhere. So I got a call from first the top boss of Congress, that Mr. Sodhi, that I believe you are increasing the price of milk, and CM of Delhi is very worried because she feels कि price बढ़ाने से she lose the election. So I explained him very politely, देखिए, this is nothing. What price increases, increase the income of the farmer. Same number is there. What food inflation is for you, it is the prosperity of farmer. We feel very happy if Sensex goes up. We feel very happy if 6-7 GDP goes up. When farmers' income goes up as 5%, 3%, 4%, we say food inflation, this, that. So he got fully convinced. Just like, he said, why don't you talk to the CM? I called her. The first thing she said, सोटी जी आप तो मुझे इलेक्शन लगा दोगे. मैंने क्यों? आपने परसों वो है पोलिंग और आप आज दूध का प्राइस बढ़ा रहे हो. So उसको भी same lecture दिया. And she asked me one question. You feel what price you are going to charge is going directly to the farmer? I said yes. But how my voter will come to know? I said okay, that is my job. Again communication. So I said I'll book one tomorrow half page ad. We don't fall under that. आपका जो होता है ना वो advertisement तो है नहीं, convincing तो है नहीं. I took an ad कि why we are increasing the price in Delhi, telling the whole story. And she said okay, do it. And that once we explain to the bureaucrats, to the politicians, the rational, until you don't have any vested interest, I think with communication any conflict can be solved.
Perfect. So I think the recipe is communication.
Yeah.
Because आप एक illiterate supplier से लेकर के काफी sophisticated consumer तक deal कर रहे हैं, तो communication is the key. That's a brilliant way to handle. Any one or two more tricky moments you want to share in your last years with Amul?
देखिए tricky moment तो सारी हमारी because every day whether during pandemic काफी हर रोज पहले first 1 week or 10 days very tricky. Again, we handled whole pandemic lockdown through communication only. We communicated to the farmers what safety measures to be taken. We communicated to all the logistic partner, truck fellow, that look here, it is not only your job or the responsibility, it is your duty to the nation. So you have to come forward, come out of your home, you have to take truck, you have to carry milk to the processing. We communicate to all our workers and warehouses people that look here, you have to come. We'll provide you all the facilities. What facility? I mean, all the passes and other thing, free langar, 20 to 40% more wages or the margins to everybody, whether transporter or the, and also communicating with the bureaucracy. I mean, we were very lucky that day one Amul milk was not Amul milk was exempted category, but down the line people were not aware. But because of technology we had, I mean, I was knowing that my one milk tanker has been stopped at the Goa border. 2 tankers milk is not going to Goa. Panjim tomorrow milk will not be packed. So I had to talk to the chief secretary, and then he gave me IG. I talked to IG. So IG said, "Where are your tankers?" So we had a GPS. So I told this Falana told Naka, my 2 tankers are okay. He said, "I'll send my escort." He sent his escort. So and like in Raigad, our milk factory was closed. I had to talk to the collector there in Fatehpur in Punjab. That lady collector was saying, "I don't allow more than 10 workers in the factory." So, but once you talk to them, you communicate the purpose, reason, and very rationally, because milk is exempted. So sometimes people are fully aware. And in first 7 or 8 days, I must have done one-to-one more than 400 video chats with my various supply chain partners, whether production people or the supply chain people or the distributor, even distributor also. And it worked very well. No problem afterwards.
Superb, sir. Superb. So great clarity. Now, this will be the last question from my side, and there'll be a rapid fire for 2 to 3 questions. And because I've been getting a lot of pressure from my audience, because only I am standing between them and you. I want to, talk to you directly. So, last question is 1 or 2 big failures or successes at Amul and learnings.
Means failures and I mean there are lot of successes or lot of failures also. In anything you want to do, there's nothing. I mean, you can't say that you'll always succeed. I mean, we have seen sometimes we have launched product before time, which was not required, and other things are there. And successes are a lot. देखिए आदमी को सक्सेस याद आते हैं, फेलियर तो आदमी जल्दी भूल जाता, सोचनी पड़ती
I think glass bottle is a failure. The glass bottle.
है। नहीं ग्लास बॉटल के बाद पेट बॉटल लॉन्च किया क्योंकि मोर हाइजीनिक, मोर वर्सेटाइल, commercially you can take long production and bottles are formed on the line only. I think biggest success recently is our convincing government of India to come out of RCEP. Am I talking because you have a lot of business professionals?
Yes, we have a lot of questions on the call.
I mean, that was the. I mean, why I'm telling you is failure is there. You should not say that this cannot be done. Once you have got a right, I mean, no vested interest. You are very rationally correct. If you communicate to the right people, right time with the right material, you can change any decision. I know in case of RCEP, it was 100% decided by government of India to go for these things. I have seen everything, allowing dairy especially. We thought it is now impossible because you have already reached to the end and it's difficult. But we worked for it with very strategic way. Again, communication to our farmers about the ill effects of RCEP and to the policy makers. And end of the everybody agreed that government even not only withdrew from dairy in RCEP, but everything. And it is really protecting the farmers of India and more than farmers, consumers of India. People don't realize.
Sure. So now this is the last phase. Asking you 2 or 3 questions very fast. Dr. Sodhi, your dream?
I think actually, because I am working with the farmers, I have seen what they can do and what India potentiality is there. India's potentiality is what Indian heart जिसको कहते हैं, and 1.35 billion multiplied by 2, and out of the 68% the villages. So India can be dairy to the world, and we want Amul to be world's biggest dairy. So that is the dream, which I feel is not. The way we are growing, another 5 years will be in the first 3 dairy companies of the world. And then now we have gone outside Gujarat also. We are now procuring milk from outside Gujarat also, 17 to 18%. So now sky them. India is producing 22% of world's milk production.
True.
So we can be that, and we are fortunately surrounded by all the milk deficit countries. Like we were until mid 70s, they are same way there. Bangladesh, Lanka, Pakistan, all Southeast countries, China, Russia, all are milk deficit countries. India was also like that. So that market is next door. So I think that is the dream which we have, and we like. My whole team is working for that.
Sure, sir. The last three points, very quickly, one line answers. Strength. Your strength.
I think मेरी एक ही strength है कि मुझे I was lucky to have. I can say only the Amul strength is our farmers.
Weaknesses.
And my strength is, like you mentioned, I was weak in all the subject except mathematics.
I remember that. Weakness.
Weakness is good food.
Blunder.
Hanji?
Any blunder which you can share?
अरे ब्लंडर हमने क्या किए होंगे यार?
I have your secret diary, so I'm reading out from there.
हाँ, वो आपने सही बोला. अब मैंने आपका नाम नहीं बोला. I tell my granddaughter, call my granddaughter, my daughter's name and my granddaughter's name. I forget their name. In my office also, anybody enters to my room, I say, आपका नाम क्या है?
I should take a loan from you.
Yeah.
Fantastic, sir. So we have thanks a lot for your time and energy with us. We would love to open the floor for audience to be able to ask to you. And for this, I need help of Tapasvi ji and Ajay ji.
Just a moment. Before we go and open the floor for the question and answer, I would like to mention that ex-Secretary General Satish Ji Parak was also present here. Then we had Dilip Ji Nabera, our treasurer, be here, and of course our Gautam Ji Jain is also here right now. And one more, there is international participation from Vimal Ji Jain, Vimal Ji Shah from Kenya is also participating. So Vimal Ji, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Sabhi ko
Thank you.
pranam. Sabhi ko.
Can you please unmute Vimal Ji Shah?
Hi, good afternoon from Kenya here. I think amazing talk. I think Amul is also a brand we consume here. How can this same model be replicated across Africa if we want to do that? Is there any a proposal from there in Amul, or can that be can it be done and replicated here in Africa?
Vimalji, I think this Amul model can be replicated anywhere in India or abroad where farmers are small and where milk or animal husbandry can be a source of livelihood and they are looking for stable and available prices. It can be replicated anywhere. Only thing is you need Tribhuvandas Patel in Kenya. Who will get Dr. Varghese Kurian, and then it can be replicated. It cannot be replicated top down. You take any African country, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, all people have come here, seen Amul model, and they always say, "Aap aa jao, aap karo hamare country mein." Everybody wants others to do it. This is not the project like government or this is the people project, people movement. So you need political leadership, you need professional leadership who can replicate. Amul being an organization owned by farmers, we are ready to share our skills, knowledge, technical things, anything, training, bringing people here, we have been doing in India Like Jammu and Kashmir, we have done it, wonderful job. Now on 26th, we are starting in Andhra Pradesh. So we are doing it, we'll help it. But ownership has to be by the local political and the professional leadership.
Milinji, next question. Milinji, you want to take the next question?
Oh, you can please open the floor. Yeah.
Dheeraj ji, we'll go with Dheeraj ji. He's the
Yes,
chairman of Dheeraj ji Chajet, chairman Jito Youth Wing.
thank you, Ajay ji and Puneet ji for this opportunity. I would like to congratulate Milind ji, Ajay ji, Puneet ji for organizing this amazing webinar, and also Mr. Sodhi for such great insights in how to scale up business, and the way the session was organized, and every stakeholders of Jito like youth wing, ladies wing were involved in this, and how we can take. I mean, even Mr. Sodhi pointed out very great points for youth as takeaways. So my question to Sodhi ji, sir, Amul is a 1,000+ employee company, right? So you mentioned how you manage the conflict management with external stakeholders like politicians. We as youth also face this problem in our family business. You said communication is the key. I mean, that was the learning with them, right? So from the youth perspective, could you tell us that how do you bring consensus among the internal stakeholders, like employees, farmers, and everybody in the company?
I think I'm not taking the bigger, like you said, within the organization, within the family business. I think that is the one area which I have seen within my organization and other organization. Also, the best way to resolve conflict is, I think, communication is the thing, but more what is behind that is, you see, everybody has got some positive and negative aspects with my people who are working with me. I may be good in analysis, but I may not be good in communication. Okay. I may be good in technology wise, but somebody better be in the financial thing. When you're talking, when you are communicating, when you are bringing people up, one should only consider and talk and bring forward positive aspects of individual. Especially if two of my senior people, I know they are not getting along with them. Okay. And these type of some negativity, if they start pulling leg, bolte na jisko. And they are not pulling leg of each other, they are pulling the organization down. Okay, because because there are limited skills, time and energy. If a part of that goes into negativity, that organization goes. So you have to see the whole organization needs to bring positivity by bringing, if A and B are not good, I have to tell to the B what are the in front of B, I have to explain about the positive aspects of A, and in front of A, B. And second is, as a leader, you cannot be biased physically or in your body language or in your verbal language or in communication with any stakeholder, with any group, with any members, with anybody. As a leader, you have to be not only talking that I am unbiased, you have to demonstrate you are unbiased. Second, I have seen that communication is such a powerful tool in management. I have seen the people who were dead against me, who wanted to remove me, who were saying that this fellow is our enemy. They are the most biggest supporter of me. These are simple. Suppose if you have done something bad to me, maybe because you are not found me. But tomorrow I should forget. I should not take any reactive action tomorrow. I may say you are wrong. I can today, based on things, I can do anything. But tomorrow, new chapter has to be started. That confidence come over a period of time. Not one incident, 5, 7, 10 incidents are there. That fellow will change totally views about you. And I have seen that happens.
Now thank you, sir. Hitesh Ji Doshi, who's the Secretary General of Jito Apex and also the Wari Group. He's the chairman of Wari, which is the largest producer of solar panels in India, with over 2,500 employees. Hitesh Ji, over to you.
Thank you very much. I think first I would like to say thank you also for giving the opportunity to Wari to put the solar plants on various Amul locations.
Thank you, sir.
what we are not able to execute and understand as a most of the Jain here is the distribution network and the logistics way you handle. If you can give some Guru Granthas to the entire audience today, how we can grow our logistics distribution as well as this distribution network.
Hitesh, I think this is a very good question, not only for your company or for my company, any company who is dealing any physical products, logistic or distribution is the basic task. Today, Amul, maybe you may call it a dairy company, or some people may call farmers company or farmers cooperative, but we say our is the our company is in supply chain management. It's nothing but supply chain management. One side farmer, other side consumer, we are managing in between. And that is only possible if you have got hands-on knowledge, monitoring, planning at the supply chain up to the last minute. And I have seen that as really you are able to take decision if you have got the basic things down about the supply chain. जैसे हमारा दूध का प्रोक्योरमेंट कहाँ से होता है या मिल्किंग कहाँ से होती है और एक रिटेलर को अमूल बटर या अमूल चॉकलेट कैसे बेचा जाता है, कैसे हाउसवाइफ खरीदती है, up to that level, if you can understand how things are changing, I'm telling you, you will take within few seconds, you will take decision. I'll give you example. During this pandemic, ice cream sales declined by 90%. All the ice cream distributors are separate. They were lying idle. Their infrastructure, our logistic partner, our workers in the factories. So what we did, simple decision, shift, and we found that in case of fresh product, dairy products, window available was only 3 to 4 hours in cities, and people were complaining that your product's not available. So overnight we shift every frozen supply chain member to the dairy and the fresh product, whether the transporter or the distributors or the sales people or our workers. So everybody was utilized, and the benefit to us is that during the difficult times we got more resources. So one side resources were idle. Second, I think supply chain is the speed, and the costing is very important. You can't take decision overnight. And top boss should be accessible to the bottom lowest supply chain member. Daily, I must be getting 10 to 12 calls from the retailers in Bombay, Delhi. Today, I got some upcountry in Salumbar in Rajasthan that आपका दूध time पे नहीं आया. You see, I have got 1 lakh shopkeepers. Imagine, and my number is on the website. Any problem, you call me. So it is not that I'll always attend the call because I'm talking to. I'm not attending. So either I'll see the number I'll call back, or I'll tell them my office ki aap message bhej do. He sent me message Hindi में अच्छा सा बना के भेजा. Just he was introduced. I sent to my Udaipur office. Please look into this. I had to just connect.
Yeah.
But that also tells you what is the weakness in your supply chain. You can't leave it. अगर आपने supply chain संभाल ली ना, तो consumer भी संभल गए, आपके suppliers भी संभल गए, आपके workers सब time efficiently काम करेंगे. तो supply chain तो personally देखना पड़ेगा. You can't leave it to the supply chain manager only.
Understood. Thank you very much, sir. Impressive and incredible too.
Thank you. Please unmute Gautamji Jain. He wants to ask some question.
Sudhir ji, unbelievable insight, and I think बिल्कुल grassroots level से सारी information आ रही है. Just one question. आपने बोला कि food की market is closer to 4 lakh crore market right now, and in a market which does not have too much of entry barriers, how do we create a brand out of this clutter and also create a USP for a sustainable business?
देखिए, पहली बात तो मैं बता दूं कि फूड की मार्केट इज नॉट सैचुरेटेड. इफ द टोटल फूड, देखिए 40 लाख करोड़ है. मैंने जब 500 बिलियन बोला, 40 लाख करोड़ है. आउट ऑफ दैट ऑर्गेनाइज ओनली 5 lakh crore, and dairy is out of a 2.5 lakh crore, and dairy total is 8 lakh crore. ये नंबर थोड़ा आगे पीछे हो जाता है. 40 lakh total food, 8 lakh crore is dairy, organized food is 5 lakh, dairy से. अच्छा, so there is a gap, so there is no saturation. अगर मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ. दही था, everybody was buying milk, making dahi at home. We started selling about around 2007-8, 12-13 साल कोई दही नहीं लेता था. Okay, today you go to every city, people buying packed dahi. What was the product? देखिए, Indian food में you can't expect, you cannot launch more Maggies which will take you to pump. You have to think what people are buying, unpacked, unbranded. But what in food consumer is in India is not going to compromise three things. One is the taste. आप सोचो कि मैं दही बनाऊंगा, हैं जी, जिसका आप बोलोगे कि ये तो बहुत, so the taste has to match what is दादी और हर दादी और mama used to make. You have to match. Second is, like I said, India is a country of lower middle class, so it has to be affordable also. अगर मुझे दूध 40 या 42 रुपए लीटर मिलता है या आजकल तो हमने बढ़ा के 46-48 टोन मिल्क कर दिया स्टैंडर्ड, और दही में 60 रुपए किलो बेचता हूँ, अगर 50 तो लोग ले लेंगे. अगर वही 40-45 रुपए के दूध के मैं दही बना के 100 रुपए चार्ज करूंगा तो आई विल गेट मार्केट. बट ओनली वो 1-2% उस मार्केट पे पहुंचने के लिए my overheads be more, my very thinly spread, branding cost will be more, distribution cost will go more, sales cost will. So end of the day, I don't get. India is a country of scale. Any business, whether food, anything, if you make your product mix or marketing based on the scale, and food may taste, affordability, and तीसरा important है availability. आपका प्रोडक्ट दही खरीदने के लिए कोई 2 या 4 किलोमीटर नहीं जाएगा, उसके घर के पास जो दुकान है उस पर अवेलेबल होना चाहिए. And like I said, what you are required is you have to use the technology, whether in production, processing, or packaging. But that technology should be able to not compromise on these three aspects. Product should be able to get taste होना चाहिए, cost ज्यादा नहीं चलनी चाहिए, availability के लिए shelf life चाहिए. भाई आज मुझे अगर ने बर्फी, पेड़ा या कोई दही लॉन्च किया, मैं अभी बना के तो बेच नहीं सकता, उसको 3 दिन 4 दिन मिठाई में. Now we have launched this Diwali sweets with 45 days shelf life, और sky is the limit. आप जिस शहर में रहते हैं आजकल तो मिठाई बेचना शुरू कर दीजिए, 100 करोड़ का धंधा सिटी में कर सकते हैं, कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं. बट अगेन टेस्ट और अच्छे इंग्रेडिएंट्स, अच्छी टेक्नोलॉजी, अच्छी पैकेजिंग, लेबलिंग, डिजाइन. आजकल तो ऑनलाइन इतने लोग मिलते हैं, प्रोफेशनल मिलते हैं. But first make your gully mohalla branded food. Don't think going to the state or spreading too thin.
Fantastic answer, Sodhi ji. I think it's time for taking the last one question. I would prefer ladies wing से अगर कोई आप पूछना चाहें. मैंने भारती जी का हैंड देखा था, मानसी जी हैं अभी.
आपको लेडीज को पहले बुलाना चाहिए था.
That's my mistake. That's learning.
तो सर जी,
Please go ahead.
भारती जी फरमाइए.
हाँ,
I can see you, I can hear you.
वेरी वेरी इंस्पायरिंग स्टोरी.
Thank you.
सर हमें भी कुछ गाइडलाइंस दीजिए कि हम भी आपके जैसे आगे बढ़े.
आप बताइए क्या पूछना चाहते हैं, किस चीज में?
मैं भी बिजनेस कर रही हूँ पैकेजिंग में, मगर ये हेलो
पैकेजिंग की देखिए, अगर पैकेजिंग में आप बिजनेस कर रही है तो लाइक आई मेंशन, फूड बिजनेस में जो ग्रोथ की अपॉर्चुनिटी है वो पैकेजिंग की उससे ज्यादा है. क्योंकि
हाँ.
आजकल में consumer is not buying, like in case of dairy, the dairy consumption is growing at the 6%, but branded
हाँ.
dairy is growing at 14 to 15%. So packaging में
Yeah.
आपके पास opportunity बहुत है. Food packaging में, but only thing is you have to see, you don't be. अभी गौतम जी ने पूछा, मैं एक चीज कहना भूल गया, sorry. He mentioned और packaging में भी और any product is आजकल क्या है कि आपका USP, प्रोडक्ट डिफरेंशिएशन होना चाहिए. अगर आप पैकेजिंग में है तो आपको ये देखना कि विच आर द पैक विच आर वर्ल्ड अवेलेबल, विच आर सुटेबल फॉर इंडियन कंडीशन. अगेन लोअर मिडिल क्लास, अफोर्डेबल भी होना चाहिए, शेल्फ लाइफ भी दे सके फूड को, स्केल भी प्रोड्यूस, स्केल पे भी प्रोड्यूस कर सके.
Yeah.
सो अपॉर्चुनिटी इज देयर.
हाँ है सर. Thank you for your advice.
थैंक
sir.
यू जी, थैंक यू.
Thank you.
So Bharti ji, I think in the next JBN event we should have some Amul theme, and you should be part of it. Bharti ji.
Yeah, I will. It is my pleasure that you are inviting us.
Yeah, thank you.
And I feel we should work with Amul also. कि उनको हमको chance देना चाहिए. कुछ काम
जरूर
करने का.
जरूर जरूर जरूर.
Themed JBN stands for Jito. So I think now it's time to say thanks to Shri Sodhi ji and all our Jito dignitaries who found time for all of us today, inspiring us in business and guiding us for future. I will hand over to Tapaswi ji to say the vote of thanks and close the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Puneet ji. So before I begin the vote of thanks, I would like to share that Jito Nasik chapter is organizing a webinar on Saturday, 28th of November 2020 at 8 p.m. on a very important and interesting topic, that is tax planning through will and nomination and daughters' right in parents' property by CA Vimal Punamya. I request members to avail the opportunity and attend this session. Complete details will be shared by respective Jito chapters. Now, I take the opportunity to thank Sri R.S. Sodhi for sharing the full story of Amul, the ground level working of Amul, importance of consensus, communication, and various other insights. So, words are going to help us all in multi-dimensional ways. We also feel jealous of not having the 6:30 p.m. Amul tasting session every day. We are sure that right direction of your insights, especially value for many and value for money and excellence in everything will add great value to all of us. We are also hopeful of seeing few Jito members getting into the dairy industry. I also thank Shri Suresh Mutha, President Jito Apex, Shri Hitesh Doshi, Secretary General Jito Apex, Shri Dheeraj Chajed, Chairman Jito Youth Wing, Jito dignitaries, Jito members, the entire team of Jito and all participants for attending this session and making it a grand success. Jito Professional Forum will keep conducting more such sessions and we look forward to see you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.